Good morning. It's Sean Langdon, your invitation support and youth minister for the Greater Pacific Northwest USA Mission Center. And I am pleased to be here having a conversation with my friend, Jammie Apodaca, this morning. Good morning, Jammie.
Hi, good morning.
So we have some questions to talk about, so let me go ahead and get into it. The first question is, how long have you been a 70?
Oh my, I honestly do not know. I have no idea. You're going to have to look that up in church records. No, actually, my answer would be I've been a 70 all of my life.
I knew you were going to say that. As soon as you start changing, I'm like, I know what she's going to say.
Yeah, no.
But it was like the early. It was like the early 2010s, if I remember correctly. I mean, right? Like 11, 12 years ago or something like that at this point, I think.
Maybe. Yeah.
I don't know, 10 years ago. I don't know, 10 to 12 years ago. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
Okay. And then how long have you been a pastor and where? Because I know you've been a pastor in more than one place. So.
Yeah, I feel like I've been a pastor for a very long time. I pastored in Sela, and then I pastored in Yakima, and I've pastored in Ellensburg, and now I'm pastoring in Yakima.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, for a long time.
So basically, it's basically the old Central Washington district. You got it covered in a lot of ways.
There you go. Yes, with a lot of help from everyone else that's over here.
Right. Now, how many congregations have you been a part of that have either closed or elected to sell their buildings? Then.
Well, Ellensburg, we sold our building there, and then now Yakima.
Yeah. And of course, you weren't pastor then, but Sela also had sold their building too. So maybe can you explain for us any tension that you might feel between your call as a special witness and then the congregational realities, that have led to like having to sell or close buildings?
Yeah, I knew this question was coming, but because I know it sounds to most people like they're like at opposite ends of the ministry or service spectrum. But to be honest, I feel like they go hand in hand. Everything that we're called to do for God in service of Him and in service of His people is wonderful and exciting and joyful. And God stays the same, but He also tells us that we don't. And so with that knowledge, we have to be constantly open to, I guess, I don't know a better word, but like the evolution of following Him. I really feel like if we try to be stagnant or the same, then we miss out on working with that spirit that's alive and dwelling on this earth where we live.
Yeah. So you get to kind of still live out your calls of 70, but by helping maybe pastor or lead a group into a new way of being, which is exciting. Yeah. So many pastors who have been through what you have tend to be, though, discouraged or even bend towards hopelessness when they get to the point in their congregation's journey where maybe they have to close the congregation or sell their building. But for you, this is already shown through in your responses. So how do you keep such a positive attitude about it, though, while you are pastoring through this time of tension for a congregation, but yourself as the leader, the spiritual leader, still remain that positive attitude?
Well, I feel like the people in the congregation are ready for the move forward. Otherwise, it wouldn't happen. As a pastor, and for anybody who's been a pastor, that decisions are not made from the top down. They're made amongst the people and with the people. Mm-hmm. And there's some administrative parts and pieces that go with that, which I'm not good at all. But I feel like that's why we have the Mission Center and the leadership that we look up to. And then the lives of the people really do start to show their need and yearning to move forward. Just sometimes it's like, how do they break through that barrier? And I feel like maybe that's where my call comes in, because I sense that. And I know, like, for instance, in Yakima, they have been working on this process, even if they didn't realize it. They've been working on this process for a long time. And they've been having these deep yearnings to move forward with God in new ways. And maybe just the newness of me being around and serving was the catalyst they needed to, really move forward. So I just feel like a part of the process that's already been there and already been brewing, I guess.
Right. I love that. I love that response. That's awesome. So then for our final kind of question then this morning, and we have a room full of pastors and staff who get to hear this. That's right. Hi, everybody. So what testimony do you have that you want them to hear this morning as they're hearing this, listening on this conversation?
Well, I'll tell you, the work that God has called the church to and called humankind to is amazing. And the bravery and the courage that his people have to have and muster up in order to follow him is just, it's outstanding. And as a pastor, I'll tell you, my favorite thing is watching the people grow and learn and just become closer and closer to him, even and especially in the times when they feel like they do not know what they're doing. It's amazing how a group of people who aren't sure can be brave enough and courageous enough to just say, here I am, call on me, I'm here.
Yeah.
It's been really exciting. And I look forward to that part of my ministry, like always.
Awesome. Well, on behalf of everyone here, thank you for sharing with us this morning, Jammie.
Yes, it's been so awesome to be here. I just wish I was actually there eating. So.
Well, so do we. So,
yeah.
okay, well, have a good morning.
All right. Thank you.